need you to come in.
What if I say no?
What's the boss asking me to do?
Self-obsessed, and don't play well with others.
Hey everyone, Ryan here. So I just recently watched the first Avenger movie, and I thought this would make a really cool segment about this. Talk about the first phase one onwards. There's been 3 and still a 4th one into progress. But let me focus on the first Avenger movie. I thought that of all the movies, I gotta say the first one is still the best one out the whole series. But let me just go in depth a little more because I would scratch my head this as well too the other day, because this recently I watched the first Spider-Man movie, and when I say the first one, I'm really mean the first one, which was Tobey Maguire. And this story with the Avengers wasn't really developed. It probably really was in the thoughts of the writer heads maybe around this time, still thinking about making these Avenger movies, but it wasn't really fully developed until most recently with the new Spider-Man movies. But the movie that really started this off was Iron Man, believe it or not, with Robert Downey Jr. And still, it's up there as one of my favorite movies with all these Marvel movies. Iron Man's my favorite movie. But Iron Man really kicked off this universe with phase 1 to the Avengers. Then later, after a couple of years later, we had the second movie, Iron Man 2, which helped us bring us 2 new characters to the Marvel Universe. Yes, Black Widow and Nick Fury. And Nick Fury really had a really key role in all these movies. He made an appearance pretty much in all of them, except for a few of them maybe. But Black Widow also did the same thing too, because after the first Captain America and maybe Thor, she started making appearances to help us show that this big symbol that was going to happen in 2012 with the Avengers. But in between the timeline of the second Iron Man and the third Iron Man, we got finally just get to see Captain America movie, and we got the Thor movie just as well. So these movies are just great. They chose these actors really good. They nailed it every single time with these movies. This feels like, and in the last 4 years, of course, to 2008 to 2012, we got introduced, and we got introduced to Iron Man back in 2008. Then once again we got the whole list built up for the biggest symbol for the first Avenger movie. And I just thought it was well clever, great actors. I gotta say, I really gotta say. Of all these movies I've seen, I think Iron Man is still my favorite one that started off in 2008. I just feel Robert Downey Jr. made Iron Man just so perfect in every single way. And it was nice, once again, I'd say there was an introduction to other characters in the second one. Then it got built up into the 2011 time with Captain America and Thor. Then we finally got our first Avenger movie in 2012 that actually gave us the first big symbol for these Avenger movies, including 3 other movies. I was going to say 4 all together. It's 4 all together. But it's, yeah. They were thinking about splitting up the last 2, of course, but they actually gave both the third and the fourth ones different names, which I'm actually glad they did what they did with that. And because of that, I want to start making I'm going to have a poll up here for your favorite superhero in the first Avenger movie. So let me I'm not going to have every single one of them on my poll, but there's going to be a couple of them. If you could vote, that'd be great. I'm going to list off a couple of superheroes as it is. That's Iron Man, Black Widow, Hulk, Captain America, Thor. And I have those superheroes in my poll. But there were also a great cast as well. So I'm going to mention other people in this cast with their first Avengers. So we had Hawkeye, which was played by Jeremy Renner, which I thought we got to see him, and he was introduced in these other films of these Marvel movies as well, and I thought he pulled it off really good. And moving down on this list, there's a few more I'd like to mention is Loki this as well, which happens to be one of my favorite villains of all time. I'm going to mention this too because if you guys don't know this about me, there's actually another villain I actually like over him, which is Darth Vader from the Star Wars side. It's just that the final seconds before we see Darth Vader pass away, of course, we see that good heart come out. And going back on Loki, it's just kind of hard to tell with him because yes, he was the prime villain in this first Avenger movie, but once the series moved on to the second and third one, it was hard to tell what's going on because he keeps betraying his brother, but he's with his brother, so he does have that good heart in him. It's just this, he has a hard way of showing it in other words. And on this list too, we also had Nick Fury on the list, Samuel L. Jackson, great actor. If you guys can go all the way to Pulp Fiction, it just seems like from Pulp Fiction from now, this seems like he's been in a lot of movies. It seems like he has at least 1 or 2 movies a year, which I really don't mind because he is my favorite actor of all time. He's up there as he's a brilliant guy. He does what he does. Yeah, actually, that's a good phrase to actually say. He does what he does. So with this cast, I don't have everybody on this poll, but I do have a poll up here if you guys can choose, or leave comments down below if you want to. I want to know what your favorite superhero is in the Avenger movie. Oh, yeah. If I'm going to mention mine as it is, as my favorite superhero, that would be the Incredible Hulk in this Avenger movie, believe it or not. I do like Iron Man a lot, but it just feels like Hulk stole the show in this first Avenger movie. Mark Ruffalo was awesome. Even though he did not see eye to eye with Thor, that's what brought the more fun into me that I actually like. It brought laughter, and it brought a great character of Mark's, how should I say it? Mark's influence on Hulk. Yeah, I could probably say that. And I just felt he brought that to the screen just as well. So with that being said, once again, I'd like to know who your favorite superhero is in Avengers. I'm going to start wrapping this up saying my name's Ryan Crutch. Thank you for watching. Make sure to give me those thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll see you at the movies next time. Thank you for watching.